So later on in this video I will talk about a bunch of pictures and a bunch of videos. I did everything in my power to find the videos, but I don't know if YouTube deletes old channels because I haven't been logged into that channel for like say 15 years or so since that time, so I couldn't find the videos, but I did find a lot of photos from the Murderdolls gig, from the whole trip, and all of these photos and pictures I will talk about in this story time. So what I will do is I will show you the pictures and talk briefly about them now, and then we will see them in context later on in the video. But just so you get a grip on what kind of trip this was, here comes a little picture and a little small story time before the good story time. It will really mean a lot to me if you would thumb this video up, leave a comment when you're done, and subscribe and ring the bell. So, this is me and my friend Charlie. He is the godfather to my son. We have been friends since school. We found each other in 7th grade for our love of Joey Jordison. I had a Joey Jordison pin on our special maths because we didn't care so much about school and had to learn math. So we had to go study school after school. And that's where we met, troublemakers as we are. And this is Chainsaw Charlie, and I was called Alex Hooker, and together we were the coolest, we thought. We thought we tore up the world together. We called ourselves the Toxic Twins, like Nicky Sixx and Tommy Lee, and the dirt were our Bible. We wanted to live it. So this is us on the subway going to the hotel that I will talk about in the video. So this is my muscular friend, Chainsaw Charlie. In the subway and it says here Gant's Hill. But to my recollection, this was called Ilford. I don't know if Gant's Hill is a place in Ilford or if I was just young and drunk or it was a long time ago. This is 2010 in London. We were going there to see the Murderdolls, and this is the subway station where we took the subway to the town and from the hotel. So this is when we just arrived to the hotel with a duty-free, tax-free booze. We're ironing our hair, straightening our hair, fuck it's called, and getting ready for our first night out on the town in London. And this hotel room was a catastrophe, and I will tell you all about it later on in the video. And this was when I still had hair. I'm on the right in the picture, and my friend Charlie is to the left. This is the first day when we just had checked in and we were getting ready to experience London, the streets of London. And here we are in the middle of the night experiencing London in our own little way. We're running wild on the streets, literally running wild on the streets. The best thing we knew was just going somewhere new, getting drunk, running in the streets, talking to people, making new friends. We got in a lot of dangerous situations, but we made a lot of friends. We were never... and today I'm socially awkward, I don't go out. And you can never believe that I once, upon a time, was a party princess, so to speak. Literally, look at me, makeup and all of that stuff. Here we are. We have just been to Garlic and Shots in London, and here we are taken to the streets to experience London and what it's all about. And we had such a great time. We were 20 years old. We were 19, going to be 20 this year. My friend he had just turned 20, and I was going to turn 22 months after this. So this is 15 years ago in the streets of London. Motherfucker. Hungover in the streets of London, but I wanted to capture one of these mythical buses in a picture with myself. So here you can literally see how we partied. This is me the day after the last picture in the streets of London, and I don't even know why I went out like this. I guess we were just going to grab a bite to eat and then go back to the hotel room to get ready for another night on the town. But I have smeared black eyeliner around my eyes. My hair is a mess. And it's that I hated that volume in my hair. I remember that I wanted it flat and straight. So this was not... I can feel... I see how I feel in this picture, and oh my lord, and I don't know why I'm wearing a heartogram necklace. I think someone gave it to me or I traded it with someone because I'm not a huge fan of him, and I never was either. So, this is the ticket that we bought outside of the venue right before the concert of some scalper. So, we really went there having no idea if we're actually gonna see the Murderdolls, but we were so confident and so impulsive. We'll saw it when we get there, and we fucking did. We always did. So this is my Murderdolls ticket, The Relentless Garage, Friday 17th of September 2010, 10 p.m. Joey Jordison and Wednesday 13, Roman Sherman, Jack Tanker, Slee, and Racy Shay took the stage. They didn't take the stage, they fucking annihilated it. This is when I discovered Piccadilly Circus by accident. I didn't really mean to, and I will tell you how and why later on in the video, but I thought, hey, I want to take a picture of this. This is me drunken in the London night, snapping a picture, what I saw right then and right there on Piccadilly Circus. And I was all alone by myself, looking for this girl that I will tell you about. Here we are, hungover somewhere in London, eating Wednesday 13's favorite food, fried chicken. And this picture is actually taken by the chick that I will tell you about later on in this video. Big trouble down in Little China, baby. Chinatown, Soho, I think, London. And the pictures are not in order now. This is me, circled at the Murderdolls gig. Photo taken by my friend. And the arm next to me, that happens to be right by the arrow, is the arm or the hand of the girl, I think. But this is and I don't know why it's all red. I guess it's fake blood or something. It's a Murderdolls show. So this is me with a bandana raising my arm. And this is Murderdolls tour bus, Beat the Street, a double-decker tour bus. I guess they ran it, but I will tell you more about this tour bus in the video, because we ended up by this tour bus, and the chick that I was with never left, but not in the way you think. I will tell you all about it later on in the video, but this is the tour bus, and when I took this picture, Wednesday 13 and Joey Jordison were in there, fucking each other. No, they didn't, but they were in there getting ready for the show. I don't know the context of this picture. It's taken by me somewhere in London. Drunk, I guess, in the middle of the night. It looks like Soho though. And these are a couple of friends we met. These chicks were hanging out in the line, and we were talking about them. Judging by the picture, it looks like this is after the show, because my makeup is all smeared and we're all sweaty. So these were friends we met. It's not the chick that I'm talking about. I won't show her. I have pictures of her, but I won't show her face in this video with respect of her, of course. And this is me hanging out in the dungeon at Garlic and Shots, our favorite go-to place in London. We found this spot and we never left. We hung out there for 3 days straight, I think. And I think this was called the Dungeon. And this is the place they had one floor down in their basement, and we loved this place. And I wanted a picture of this. And look at what cool pants I was wearing. Skull jeans, and they were so tight, and I had bandanas all over. I look cool, I think, in this picture. I look very cool. So young, though. And this is the show. This is also a picture from my phone. This is... We were standing, I guess, almost front row, or this is front row, I guess. So I got all band members in one picture. Wednesday, Joey, Racy, Jack, Roman. Fucking cool. Great memories. 15 years ago, Relentless Garage, the night before Ozfest. Smaller, intimate, spontaneous gig. And this is as close as I will get to showing the girl. This is a cropped picture of me and the girl that this video is about, that I'm talking about. The Murderdolls groupie, so to speak. And here you can see the bandanas that I talked about, that I wrapped around the pants. It was stars, and I had a glittery leopard scarf tied around my waist, as you can see up there. I think it looks very cool. Looked very cool, and you can see she's wearing pantyhose and a fur coat. And this is us going home from one of the greatest memories of our lives that we still talk about to this day. This is the plane ride home, and my friend loves flying. He can sleep. It's like riding a bus for him. And for me, it's horror. It's the worst thing I know. It's terror. I remember this. I had I was, how do I say this? I had terrible anxiety because I was hungover. I was very scared because I was going to fly, and the person next to me was on their phone without airplane mode on, and this was 2010, and I'm not used to flying, and I wasn't then either, so I had panic. Oh my god, we're gonna crash because of this. So I remember the entire plane ride home sitting, sweating, turning my hoodie the other way around, so I was facing the back, and I turned up the hoodies with my face inside the hoodie, and I sat there for the whole ride home thinking, just if I die, I will die. I don't care, because I felt so fucking bad. And then my friend's dad picked us up at the airport, dropped us off, and then I went home to my mom to change my clothes before I had my own place, but I hadn't seen my family for a couple of days, and my mom had made dinner, so I went there and just crashed before I went to my girlfriend's place. And believe it or not, I got loaded this night as well, because I had bought a lot of alcohol that I brought with me from England. So I got drunk this night again, and I partied a lot during this time in my life. So this is me. This is me. Oh my god. You can see in this picture how I feel. And I bought a little souvenir in London. Look at the shirt I'm wearing. It says England. But oh my god, I have breakouts all over my face. My hair is dirty. I haven't washed it since I left Sweden, since I was home. I've been drinking for 3-4 days straight, and I'm gonna get loaded tonight as well. I'm eating tacos, judging by the looks of it. This is 15 years ago, and oh my fucking god, I'm making some kind of weird face, of course, in the picture, but I don't feel good. This is not a man feeling good, but it's a man having fun. With that being said, let's jump ahead, go right into the video. I just wanted to give you guys a little context and meat on the bones, so to speak. So now, let's roll the video. Alright everybody, and welcome to Sunset RIP. Before I start today's story time, let me tell you why I chose the name Sunset RIP, because not many, but some people have asked me why. How come the name Sunset RIP, or Sunset Rest in Peace? And it's simply because I love music from the Sunset Strip. I have been there myself when I was 12 years old, so not much partying going on there, but I love the music and the vibe around the Sunset Strip and the 80s and the Sunset Strip, and the Sunset Strip is almost not anymore. Things are closing down, the culture is not what it used to be, and the music from the Sunset Strip, the 80s music, is dead and gone. So rest in peace, Sunset Strip, and hence why the name Sunset RIP, Sunset RIP. It's a little play on words, Sunset RIP instead of Sunset Strip. So there you go, that's the simple explanation behind the name of this channel. Today, my friends, I'm gonna tell you a story. This story it's 2025 now. And this story takes place in 2010. Which means that this was 15 years ago. So, if you have seen my previous videos, you know what a big fan of the Murderdolls and Wednesday 13 I am, and it feels like so far the only content I'm making is Wednesday 13 and Murderdolls related content, and that's not the point of this channel. Murderdolls and Wednesday 13 is a big part of my life, so it will be a reoccurring thing, I guess, but this is a story worth telling in the beginning of the channel. So let me take you back to 2010. I was 20 years old. I was born in 1990, or I was 19. I was going to be 20 in November that year. Murderdolls had just released an album called Women and Children Last, and me and my friend were so pumped and so psyched about this because we have loved Wednesday, we have loved the Murderdolls, and now they're back with a new album. We were a little disappointed. And Wednesday 13 says Murderdolls is him and Joey. And I get what he's saying in the sense of that Murderdolls is basically 80-90% Wednesday's music from Frankenstein Drag Queens. And so some of the reject songs thrown in there, like Slit My Wrist, I think, and is a reject song. But mostly Wednesday's old Frankenstein Drag Queen song, which means Wednesday is the songwriter. And Joey beefed them up and made them sound fat, and so it's Joey and Wednesday's song, and Joey and Wednesday produced both albums. So in that sense, I guess I get what they're saying when they say that, the Murderdolls, it can be me and Joey and anybody, but not for me. And I don't think they should rule out and count out all the fans' opinions. Murderdolls is Wednesday and Joey in the sense that they are the primary songwriters, producers, and so on. But Murderdolls in early 2000s and Murderdolls 2010s, big, huge difference, and it's all because of the band members. The people who were young teens when Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls came have fond memories of Ben, Eric, AC, Wednesday, and Joey. And Murderdolls 2010 was another constellation. Murderdolls 2010 was Wednesday, Joey, it was Roman, it was Jack Tankersley, and I think it was Racy Shay on drums for a while there. Ben Graves is now dead. He wasn't then, but he's now dead. But Racy Shay, I don't have a problem with Racy Shay as a replacement drummer, because Racy Shay has a long history with Wednesday and people around him, being in Dope, being in Wednesday's band in the early beginning, being friends from the Dope times and Murderdolls times. So I think almost that I love Ben. Ben is a cool guy, but to be honest, I think that Racy Shay is my favorite drummer in the entire world. Of course, you have those Tommy Lee, but if I have to choose one drummer, that would be Racy Shay. He is a machine, he is a beast, and he beats those drums like he means it, and he does. I follow him on Instagram, and I wrote to him, "You're the meanest, coolest fucking drummer ever." And he replied back to me, "Thank you." That comment made me run an extra mile on my jog today, and that made his day, and his reply made my day. Good energy, good vibes. But many people had a problem with this lineup, including me, because I was never a fan of Roman, and I'm not now either. I like Roman as a person. He's fun, and all of that. I don't have a problem with him as a person. I have a problem with him as a part of my favorite band, because I have a lot to say of my favorite band. And Murderdolls is sleaze, punk, glam, and Roman is metal for me, and a little harder. So I think the Murderdolls, when they got back, they were a little darker, a little harder, still fun, still campy, but a little more serious. The old Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls album were old songs from their old bands, and Women and Children Last were new songs. And I'm getting to the story time, but I felt like something was missing there. It wasn't the Murderdolls for me. It was Wednesday 13's solo band with guest Joey Jordison. If you know what I mean. And it wasn't the Murderdolls for me. Murderdolls is... I had posters on my wall of AC, Ben, Eric, Wednesday, and Joey. That's where the fond memories for me. So it wasn't Murderdolls for me when they got back. It was Murderdolls. But it was Wednesday and it was Joey together on the same stage, performing songs they written and produced and recorded together. But they weren't going to come to Sweden. Fuck. What do we do? So, the closest gig to us was London, but it was sold out because it was a gig on short notice. And I think they announced it last minute because the story was Murderdolls were on tour with Guns N' Roses opening up for them, and they were in Switzerland and they flew to London, and 2 days after that they were gonna perform, I think it was Ozfest at the O2 Academy. It was Rob Zombie, it was Alice Cooper, it was Murderdolls, I think, and stuff like that. So they were in London, and this was a last minute gig, tickets sold out fast. So me and my buddy, closest gig to Sweden is London. It's like 2 hours between, is it 2 hours or 2.5 hours, or 1.5, between 1.5 and 2.5 hours flight time, so not that bad, but I hate flying. But let's not get too far ahead. We're getting there. So, closest show to us is London, and it's sold out. Ozfest was big arena gig, and me and my friend, we like small, intimate, sweaty club gigs more over the big arena gigs, because in a big arena, it's so big, and in a little club, you're almost front row banger wherever you are, and it's loud, and it's cooler club gig shows is way cooler than arena gigs, I think. Me and my friend, we went there. We are very impulsive. We last minute, let's do this. Fuck yeah, we did it, and that got us in trouble many times. But this time, it made us see the Murderdolls because we flew there. We booked a hotel, we booked flight tickets, and my grandmother helped us book the hotel. She said, I've been to London so many times, I know the city like the back of my pocket. She booked us a hotel, almost 1 hour subway ride outside of the city center to something called Ilford, I think. And it was like 40 minutes or something on the tube to get there, to get into the town and to get to the hotel, so it took forever. And Grandma didn't book us any more trips after that. But anyways, we flew there, we checked into the hotel, and when we got there, there were, in the hotel, it wasn't cleaned properly, it was dirty sheets, and it had carpet, and through the carpet, there were wooden floors sticking up through the carpet, and there were like tissue on the closet someone had blew their nose in. And in the room, in the hotel room, we had a shower and we had a sink, but we didn't have a toilet. I would rather have a toilet in my hotel room than a shower, but the case was that you shared a hotel in the hallway with the entire floor. And you showered in your room and you washed your hands in your room, but you shared the hotel with the entire floor in the hallway. Why not put the shower in the hallway and share the shower with the entire floor instead of the most convenient thing to have in your room? I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know. And when we checked in, it was like a Mr. Bean movie. The view from the hotel room was a brick wall. Literally. This far from the window, there was a brick wall as far as the eye could see. If you leaned out your head and opened the window, you could see the corner of the street and the beginning of the entrance of the hotel. But it was the neighboring house brick wall. That was our view. But we didn't come here to hang out at the hotel. We were there like only when we slept. So we got to the hotel, we checked in, and this was a party trip for us. Murderdolls was one night, but we took this opportunity to party. We like to party. So we were there for 3 or 4 nights, I think. First night, we drank our heads off, literally, and we were thrown out of a bar, and then we went to another bar called Garlic and Shots in Soho, and that quickly became our favorite place. And when I went to London a couple years later, I went there, and the nice staff that was working when we were the first time didn't work there anymore. But the food was still great, drinks was still awesome, and I don't drink anymore. I've been sober for a couple of years, but that is another story time, one hell of a story time. I have many story times, rock and roll story times. But we flew to London, and on the plane there, we drank. And we drank, and we drank, and the plane left Sweden 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were in London like 11 or something, I think, and we went to the hotel, and we had the entire night in London, so we went out to eat, and then we went out to party. We were thrown out of the bar, had a great time, and the second or third night, because we were there 3 or 4 nights, I don't know, second or third night, we were sitting in Garlic and Shots because that's where we spent our time. We loved it. They had garlic in everything, in the ice cream, in the wine, in the beer, in the food, in every single thing on their menu they had garlic. When we got there, the owner was sitting in the corner by a table peeling garlics, throwing them in a bucket, for real. Buckets of garlic he was peeling. And I have a tattoo of a garlic here. It's saying, oh, I thought it was a mosquito, saying never enough underneath. So I'm a huge fan of garlic, so we love this place. And last night before the Murderdolls gig, we still didn't have any tickets. We were confident that we were going to find some scalpers last minute. And yeah, we're going to get it. We didn't stress. We were going to see the Murderdolls. We didn't have the ticket yet, but we were determined that we were going to see the Murderdolls, and we were hyping up the Murderdolls gig every night. So the last night before the gig, no, snooze is not in the right place. Now it is. The last night before the gig, we were sitting at Garlic and Shots, and I remembered an English girl I had been talking to on MySpace, because this was the MySpace days. And I almost said her name. I'm not gonna say her name here. So we had been talking. We had been sending each other nudes and talking about what we would do if we met each other. And I was drunk in the bar. Not many chicks in here. I know a chick in England. England is like the size of Denmark, right? You can drive here in 5 minutes. I thought so. I hit her up and contacted her. I had gotten her number and everything. I guess I told her before I were going to London, but nothing serious about it. So I hit her up saying, me and my friend are in London. We're going to the Murderdolls gig tomorrow. You're going? And she said, yeah, I'm going. I'm going both nights. I'm going to the Relentless Garage and I'm going to the Ozfest. So I said, do you want to come here a day before and you can sleep in our hotel room? And she said, hell yeah. So she was living in, I think it was called Kent in England. She took the train from Kent. I don't know how far it is, and this was a last minute decision by night. I contacted her in the evening, and in the middle of the night, I met her up in the streets of London, and we made our way to the hotel. But my friend got a little too drunk, and they didn't kick him out because we've gotten to become friends with the staff, so they didn't kick him out, but they cut him off from the bar. He couldn't order anymore, so I had to order for him, and he had to sneak the beer and drink it. So he was cut off and didn't think it was all that fun anymore, so he said, I'm going home. He knew what was up for me. I was gonna meet a chick. I weren't cut off at the bar. So he said, screw this, I'm going home. So he went back to the hotel, went to bed, and I stayed at the bar because she were going to call me when she were nearby. And she called. I was sat there drinking beer, and then she called, and I'm almost there. So me, drunk in the middle of the night in the streets of London. This was my first time in London. Had never been there before. This was before the time of smartphones and maps in your cell phone. So I just took to the streets asking strangers, do you know how to get here? And I jumped on the subway, and I remember jumping off on the wrong station. I got off at the station, didn't know where, and just ran out. Oh fuck, I've seen this play. I remember, like it was yesterday, Piccadilly Circus. I just got off at the subway station, got up, and boom, the lights hit my face. Fuck, this is Piccadilly Circus. And I thought, this is cool. Because it took me by surprise, and boom, I'm in a place you see Piccadilly Circus every week, at least, on television or picture on social media and stuff. So I was blown away. Fuck, Sid Vicious has been here, and I'm here now, and it was cool. So I said, do you know that this is Piccadilly Circus? You know, yeah. But anyway, I will throw in some pictures here and there if you haven't noticed it from this trip, because I have some pictures, and I asked my friend before, is it okay if I show pictures of you, or do you want me to blur it out? He said, most pictures are okay. There were some pictures he said strictly no to, and I understand why. Somewhere on YouTube there are videos from this trip, and I don't know if I found them. If I did, I will put them here and there in the right place in this video. But I don't know. But you have seen pictures of us. Anyways, I found her. And when I did, we went back to the hotel, and we were looking for the hotel. I was drunk. She was drunk. She had a bag with clothes and booze and stuff. And we were walking around in, I think it was called Ilford. What the fuck is the name of the hotel? I'm gonna look it up. Ilford Hotel Guest House, I think it was called something. McCafferty's Guest House. No, not McCafferty's Guest House in Ilford. It was something else. Anyway, I don't fucking know. It was called something with guest house, and it was in Ilford, outside of London. So anyways, we were wandering the streets of London, and I remember we listened to Murderdolls songs on my cell phone, and I don't know how we could. I remember I had an HTC Legend, so I had my first smartphone. I lied, so maybe I had Google Maps. But I think we were listening to Spotify or something in my cell phone. It was Murderdolls, anyways, their new album, and we were wandering the streets of Ilford looking for our hotel. Guest house in, I don't know what the fuck it was called. I'm gonna look it up because I want to show you pictures of this hotel. It would be so fun. But anyways, we found a hotel, and this was a small room. It was just a room with a bed, with a shower, and with a sink. So my friend were sleeping drunk in the bed, and this girl and me, we were listening to music and partying, and my friend were asleep. He was heavily asleep. But then we were going to get intimate in the bed. And it was a little weird because my fucking friend is here, and you know, and then he woke up. He was, I'm trying to sleep, get the fuck out of here. So we went into, now we're coming back to what I told you before, to the shared toilet in the hallways. We went there, fucking, and I don't know, we didn't care if there were a line outside. It was the middle of the night. I don't think it was, nobody knocked or anything, and we were in there for like, I don't know, but we were in there for some time. And then we did the dirty thing. And then we woke up the next day, and me and my friend and her got to know each other, talking a little more. Sorry if I were impolite yesterday. I was trying to sleep, and we had a great time. And this was the day of the gig. So we went to a pub next to the Relentless Garage, or nearby the Relentless Garage, called the Famous Cock. I remember it so well because we were laughing so hard. I don't know if this place is still existing today. The Famous Cock, London. Famous Cock Tavern. Hell yeah. Famous Cock Tavern. It's in 259 Upper Street, London, N1 NRU, Great Britain. It was a pretty big place, and I'm looking at pictures of it here and now, and I can look around, and where is the pub? I remember it as a corner pub, I think. Anyway, the Relentless Garage was nearby. So we were sitting in this pub, the Famous Cock, drinking beer and talking. And this girl, she had booze. Yeah, we noticed a lot of booze in her bag in the hotel. So me and my friend, we were very thirsty because we had drinking our duty-free booze that we bought at the airport, Baileys and Jack Daniels and stuff. And she had a couple bottles of Jack and stuff. So we said, hey, fuck yeah, let's open it up while we're getting ready to go into the city center town and party. Let's drink this shit while we put our makeup on. We were buying you last night. But she went, no, we can't do that. We were like, what the fuck? You have a bag full of booze. We're not gonna drink it, and tonight Murderdolls are gonna play. What's the point with this booze? And then she told us something. The last time Wednesday were in London, he was there with his band called Gunfire 76, his solo rock and roll project. Oh, sorry. So, then she told me the point of this booze. When Wednesday was there the last time, performing with his band Gunfire 76, great band, great songs, One More Reason to Hate You, Back to the Gutter, Los Angeles, lots of great songs. I love Gunfire 76. So she told me that last time Wednesday was here, he was here with Gunfire 76, and when he was, she got on his bus. How did she get on his bus? She had lots and lots of booze with her. And Wednesday 13 is now a sober guy, but at this time I guess he was just as thirsty as me and my friend, and he liked chicks just as much as me and my friend, I guess. So she told me that she's saving it up for Wednesday, and her literal words were, the way to a man's penis is through his liver. That's what she said. That's what she fucking said. Or if it was his heart. But she didn't want to get to his heart. She wanted to get to his penis. So she said, the way to a man's penis is through his liver. And I thought, this is my dream woman. But this booze should be meant for me. Anyways, She didn't want to give us the fucking booze because she thought in her delusional mind that this was going to be just like the last time. She said it to the guy she fucked the night before, hanging out with him the next day, going to the show together, that she's gonna try to hook up with him. And I thought, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I were gonna try to hook up with her this night. I thought I have a hookup for this London trip. Is my own idol gonna fucking cockblock me? Not only cockblock me, he's preventing me from getting drunk in the morning in the hotel. So what the fuck? Anyways, comes the night and getting closer to the show, and me and my friend, gonna get tickets. So we went to the venue, and there were scalpers there, and we quickly found tickets, and we bought tickets, so that wasn't a problem, and we had secured them, and we went back to the famous cock to drink. And this girl, she was getting drunk and out of control. You know, when you drink, you have your good days and you had your bad days, and this was a very bad day to have a bad drinking day, but she had. Her friend that she were meeting up said, "What's the matter? What's happening? We're gonna have a fun night." And she were mean. She was just sitting. She left the famous cock, but because when we went to the venue to buy tickets from scalpers, she already had tickets for herself. We saw the Murderdolls bus behind the venue when it came rolling in. It said "Beat the Street," I think, on it, and it was a double-decker black bus. And it was Murderdolls' bus, and we saw him in there, and it was so fucking cool. We went to the bus, we were hanging outside of the bus, and then Wednesday came, or maybe it was Joey. One of them, Wednesday or Joey, put the curtain so we couldn't see anything in. I don't blame them. Fans looking in, and they want to party, they want to do drugs, or whatever they were doing at this time. I don't blame them. But when she found the bus, I think she felt that she stuck her foot in the door. And she was not going to leave the bus. So she sat there outside of their fucking bus with her back to the wall, just waiting for them to get out of there. And she was drinking. I guess she opened one of her bottles, and she got more and more drunk, and she got more and more pissed, and talked bad to her friends and stuff. So we just let her sit there. We found other friends, and we had a lot of fun. Kyle, Corpse Bride. Call that a knife? This is a knife. Call that a penis? This is a penis. We had a lot of fucking fun with Kyle and the other friends that we met. But she was so mean and nasty, and she was just sitting outside waiting to. She was a groupie waiting to hook up with Wednesday or Joey, for that matter, one of them. And she had booze for him. She was gonna bribe her way in. Because she told me earlier on the day when we were drinking at the famous cock, that the last time, I never get to the point. The last time when Wednesday were there with his band Gunfire 76, she got on his bus, she gave him booze, and she fucked him. She fucked him. And she told us all about it in detail. All. And I mean all about it. So I didn't know this before, and so I sat there drunk at the famous cock and said, "Wait, stop, you fucked Wednesday 13? She said, "Yeah." Sucked his dick. Fucked it. Literally, that's what she said. So this must mean, I don't know what it's called in English, but I'm gonna find out. In Sweden, it's called buksvåger. And that means basically that you had sex with the same woman. And that's what it says here. It doesn't translate. Buksvåger is a word for this term in Swedish. Buksvåger is when two men have had sex with the same woman. Or two women with the same man. Bukis, it's called. But there's not a word for it in English. It says does not translate. But the translation of the word here on Google is a title between two men who have had sex with the same woman. So I said to her, "So Wednesday's my book. What's that?" "Oh, we both had you, so to speak." And she said, "Yeah." And she was kind of proud of having been with Wednesday 13. It was nothing. She was shh. And we didn't believe her, and my friend Shirley didn't believe her. "Oh, yeah, and it was little cock, and oh, yeah, sure, oh, yeah. So she fucking showed us videos and pictures. She didn't show us explicit pornography pictures. I don't even know if she had it, but she sure showed pictures and videos from his bus And from what we saw, it wasn't a far stretch to think that they did spend the night together. And my friend, oh, how about that? Fuck me and call me Skippy. So, that being said, me and my friend, we found some other friends to drink with, and now comes showtime. We didn't found this girl until after the show, and I will tell you more about it. Didn't find this girl before after the show. Me and my friend, we saw Murderdolls. They opened with Chapel of Blood, and this wasn't our first time seeing Wednesday 13. We had seen him before. I have seen him now 6, 7, or 8 times. I don't know. My first time was seeing him on the Fang Bang tour in Stockholm, and I think it was 06 or 07. No, for fuck's sake, I'm lying now. First time I saw Wednesday was in 05. First time I saw Wednesday was in 05. I forgot about that time. So I seen him one more time. I saw Wednesday for the first time in 05 at something called Hultsfredsfestivalen. And that was before he released Fang Bang. He had only released Transylvania 90210, and I think it came out in the spring. And this gig was in fall somewhere, I think. Was it in spring? I don't... Fucking the Fang Bang gig was in the fall, or was it in the spring? That's what I'm thinking, because the gig on Hultsfredsfestivalen is always in June or July. Anyway, first time I saw Wednesday live was in 05. Second time I saw him was in 06 or 07 on the Fang Bang tour. So I saw him both on the first tours. I guess I beat myself because fuck, I didn't see the first tour. I saw him on the Fang Bang tour, but I saw the first tour. For fuck's sake. And then we didn't know, oh, Wednesday 13, he's the guy singing from Murderdolls, because he was just new. Anyways, fuck it. The show was great. The show ended with a bang, and this was just a little warm-up gig for the night after at the Ozfest. And this was a small, intimate show. I don't even remember if there was an opening band. Murderdolls came on stage, intimate club gig, and I'm very happy that we saw the gig at the Relentless Garage and not at the O2 Arena, because that was more intimate. We were closer to Wednesday, closer to Joey, and the energy were more And everyone who were there to see Murderdolls. The other night it was Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, so you couldn't connect. Are you a Murderdolls fan? No, I'm here for Alice. You're a Murderdolls fan? No, I'm here for Rob. This night, every single fucking one there were there to see the Murderdolls, and so were we. We had so much fun that night. And when Murderdolls were done playing, it was very, very late. Very late. I met Jack and I took a picture of Jack. I don't know if I can find it. I know that I have it somewhere. And if you have seen it, you saw it in the beginning. In the beginning of this video and in the end of this video, I will show all the pictures one by one, and I will make a little voiceover to the pictures for you guys. I think that will be kind of fun. So in the beginning or the end, then you can, oh, this must be the picture he's talking about here. So the gig was over, we had a lot of fun, met Jack Tankersley, took a picture. I met Jack Tankersley in the gig in Stockholm in 2013 as well, and took a picture with him. Jack is the one I'm meeting of the band members. Never met Wednesday, never took a picture with him. I have his autographed signed poster, but I haven't met him. That was a friend who met him, and could you sign this for my friend? And I don't know where it is today. But anyway, I have met Joey Jordison, but that was not this time, that was earlier, and that's a story for another time. We found the chick after the gig, and she was not in a good mood, and she was so fucking drunk, and she had no place to stay, because her friend she was gonna spend this night with were mad at her, and because she had treated her like shit earlier, and I don't know what's going on with her. So we took her back to our hotel. She spent the night at our hotel this night as well. And we were drunk, me and my friend were drunk. It wasn't really the time for fucking, so to speak. I wasn't in the mood, she wasn't in the mood. And we were like mad at each other because she had like, I don't know, she spent the night at our hotel, and the morning after was very weird. Very, very weird. And you could... easily noticed that she had a lot of guilt built up inside because she was very clingy, was very I'm sorry, and was very huggy and wanted to hug me and stuff. And so. And we said goodbye in a very weird way. We were not mad. She said, I'm sorry and stuff. And we said, no hard feelings. We didn't fucking know her. She wasn't our friend. We didn't take it that personally. We just said, what's wrong with her? But she apologized, and we left each other on in a very weird way, I think. And haven't met this girl since. Spoke to her a little on MySpace afterwards. Nothing about this, just about the gig. And it was like when we talked on MySpace, when some time has passed, we didn't talk about the last incident. We shared pictures of the night and remember this was fun and haha. So we left off on speaking terms. And today we haven't spoken to each other in, I don't know, 14 years or something like that. So that was a wild, crazy trip. A lot of other stuff happened on that crazy trip. It was a drunken, crazy mayhem trip. Today I've been sober for 4 years, I think. The last time I drank was at a Kiss concert in 2021, I think, at Tele2 Arena. And I went to that gig with the friend I saw Murderdolls with in London. So when we party, shit happens. That was the story. That was the story time for today. I would really appreciate a thumbs up and a comment in the comment section. Did you appreciate the story time? Did you think it was fun? And do you want more? And there are people coming here from my Swedish drama channel commenting in English that doesn't even like heavy metal, doesn't care about my stories. They only come here to watch 30 seconds, to crap on my watch time and leave a dirty comment. That's not the comment I'm asking for, and I can easily spot them out. I'm talking to you, metalheads, fellow Murderdolls heads. I would like to take this last minute here to ask you guys, what would you like to see? I have many ideas. I have a list in my cell phone with ideas, but I also want to make videos that you want to see. So if you have a special request or something you would like to see more of or less of or anything, I'm all ears. Tell me in the comment section down here. Don't forget to press subscribe to not miss out on videos in the future, and click the bell, ring the bell, leave a comment, press thumbs up, and on Instagram, I'm Real Rask. Real Rask, have a great day.